Hello and welcome. In this particular video right here, we're going to proceed and I'm going to show you how you can create an ad creative, because the most important part is the ad creative that would help you drive followers. All right. Now, many people think that you need something special in order to drive followers, and you need to do a lot of hard work and make or create a very impressive post with a lot of creativity. But it's actually not the case, at least not in my experience. I found, from experience of spending a couple of dollars, and I'm not going to say exactly how much, but we've grown a number of pages, a very respectable number of pages. And from that experience, I can tell that the posts or creatives that get the most engagement are the ones that get you the most followers. So the answer is there. The posts that get so much engagement. For instance, the post that helped us grow a large audience with Sophia Gold at a very low budget was a very simple post wherein we ask people a question, right? In the post creative, we ask them a question such as, love, a teaspoon of love is all you need to create a healthy meal. And we, after that, we put a question, which is thumbs up if you agree. So a teaspoon of love is all you need to be healthy, or to craft a healthy meal. And then we ask them a question, which is thumbs up if you agree, in a post created with Canva. Now, we shall not be creating that post with Canva right now. I will show you how you can actually use Ideogram to generate this. But let's get into it. So this is Ideogram. For you that don't know what Ideogram is, it's called ideogram.ai. And this tool is pretty incredible. We will explore its incredibility in the video regarding Pinterest, which is it's supposed to be in the next lecture. So you'll check. I'll help you. Create some very interesting Pinterest pins based on the competition. So it's a very particular tip that not so many people will teach you. And so let's get into it. So inside of Ideogram, when you click on the Creations tab here, you can describe what you want to see, and you can actually pick a size. Now, in this case, I'll leave it at 1 by 1 inches. I'll leave the visibility private, and I'll actually just leave everything else as is, okay? And I want you to turn the magic prompt on. Now, once we have done so, we can actually select a particular model from these models. So kind of like Midjourney and Leonardo, they have models. If you want something anime-like, then you go with the anime. If you want it 3D, you go with the 3D. Then there is design, realistic, general, or auto. Now, auto is going to pick the models depending on what it thinks is best. And it's going to give you 4 variations, right? So it's going to give you 4 choices to choose from. And it's going to try to alternate and just give you a couple of choices to choose from. So since the post is pretty simple, we're going to say a simple design on a white background with text on top that says, and with Ideogram, if you want to put text, you put that symbol first, and then you say the text. A teaspoon of love is all you need for a delicious meal. And then I'll close the brackets, and then I'll say, and then below it, a call to action. Text that reads thumbs up. Or actually, I'll say, thumbs up, because if you say like, you will get into trouble with Facebook. Potentially, you could get into trouble because they might be thinking that you're inciting people to like your post, and you don't want that. You don't want them thinking that you just want people to like your page. Thumbs up is better than like if you agree. Yeah, this is it. And so I'm just going to click generate. Now, this is the first iteration. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as we get the first iteration, like I said, the first iteration is important. In the meantime, I want you to go to canva.com because we could do some pretty good job in Canva. There's a bunch of things we can do in Canva. So go to canva.com and let's get to it. All right, so here we are inside of Canva. I'm going to go ahead and click on the Create a Design button. And since this is a post, it's a square creative, I'm going to go for 1080 by 1080 pixels. And I'll click on the Create Design button. And then right now, as you can see, it's going to take us to this design. In the meantime, I should go back and just check. Now, ideogram usually is pretty fast when it comes to generating designs. So here, as you can see, we have a pretty good post. It says, "A teaspoon of love is all you need for a delicious meal. Thumbs up if you agree." And this is actually pretty cool. Now, what I could say, though, is I could copy this image, and I could actually go back here. And now I'll show you one of the best features about this particular tool here. Now, I could delete this prompt right here. And if I click Control V, since I copy pasted the image, it's going to put the image in here. And there's this remix button, which if you click, it's going to give you a description of the design. All right. And that's pretty fantastic because we can actually take this particular description and we can go to ChatGPT right here and we can ask it, could you fine tune this prompt by adding a bit more color touches? Keep the text same. And I can paste the prompt to it. And here you can see that this is the old image. If you want to make a remix of it, you can actually just play with the image weight. Now, the lower the image weight, the lower it will come across as similar to the original design. The higher the image weight, if you go for 80, 90, then it will be very close to the original design, which would be no point of you doing the remix at such an image weight because you'll just be creating a replica of the official image. But when you go at a lower image weight and then you click the remix, what happens then is it uses this image as a reference, but it tries to create something or create 4 different images that are inspired by the first image, but they don't look exactly similar. They look particularly different, you know. And there is no better way for you to know this than to just look at it for yourself or see it for yourself. Now, as you can see, now these pretty much are, you know, a lot of them are actually pretty similar, even though I went for a 40 in terms of image weight. But if you look at this one, for example, this one is pretty different, all right? So it's not exactly the same as the other one. Now, if we go back to ChatGPT right here, it has actually given us a different prompt. Now, I'm going to actually go ahead and copy this prompt, and let's see what ChatGPT does or did. Will it take it to the next level? So I'll click the X there to delete that image as a reference. I'll click Control V to put the new prompt, and I'll just hit the Generate button. Now, by the way, just this post alone could actually help you out get followers, right? If you use this as a creative, right? A teaspoon of love is all you need for a delicious meal. Thumbs up if you agree. And that's about it. You know, this is all it's really all you need. You know, you don't really need very distinguished post, or even this one could work. I mean, this one is pretty fantastic. You know, a teaspoon of love is all you need. Now, actually, you is repeated here. So we might just, we can take this to Canva and actually fix this. But this is a format of a post that's pretty good, you know, pretty good and has the potential of being successful. Now, some of these ones as well are pretty cool, right? For example, this one here is pretty good. So we can look at all of them. A teaspoon of love is all you need for a delicious meal. This one has a mistake there in the thumbs up part. This one also is not pretty good, but this one is good. A teaspoon of love is all you need for a delicious meal. And the thumbs up if you agree part is not well done, for which is why you can actually take this particular post like this, and then you can copy it. You can come back here to Canva, and you can Control V it to paste it. Now, inside of Canva, you have a very particularly cool feature, which is, first of all, you take away some of the color here. Now, the color is pretty dark. It could be grim, so it could actually lead people away from the post because it's not vibrant. Now, there is a pretty interesting Canva feature that can help you control or actually edit the filters, kind of like when you have an image on your phone. You can edit the filters using filters by editing the brightness, contrast, and so on and so forth. It's just that this one is a little bit more advanced because it offers more. And it actually also gives you access to auto-adjusting. And you can even control the foreground, the background, and so on. or just the background if you want to. Now, I would like to, just keep the contrast the same. Now, when you increase the brightness, it kind of is not what I need. So I'll actually have to maybe go add a little bit more saturation, a little bit more sharpness to the post so that it's easily readable. And I think that this is pretty cool. Now, with the vignettes, you can add a vignette, but that is going to make it darker. On the other hand, though, you can add a white vignette, but the white vignette is also pretty good. I think I'll add it at minus 100. And then here, we need to fix this text at the bottom. So in order to fix it, I'll actually click here. Now, when you click on Edit an Image, you have the Magic Studio. And in the Magic Studio, you have Background Removal, Magic Eraser, Magic Grab. You also have the Grab Text, Magic Edit, and Magic Expand. Now, you might actually click on the Grab Text, but only if that works, because sometimes it will pick the entire text on the design. For instance, in this case, this is what it did. So what I'll have to do is I'm not going to use this Grab Text feature. I'll actually use the old-fashioned Magic Grab. So I'll click Edit, and I'll use the Magic Grab instead. So when you use the Magic Grab, you can actually grab things. So for instance, I use the brush, and you can brush you can brush the part that you want to extract because I want it out and I want to add my own, right? So as you can see, this is text that is particularly in this case not written in a pretty good way. You cannot expect these models here, these tools to get you 100% accurate text, though at most they do when there is less text, but in this case it's not. So I'll delete that part that I've extracted and I'll add my text, my own text in Canva. So you can do that. You can actually add a heading. Now first you need to make the heading a bit bigger, just kind of like this, and then move it down. And then here in terms of the font, we need something that's kind of like written with, handwritten. So maybe like a serif handwritten. I think that this one is pretty good. So I'll not go for something else. I'll just keep this one. Thumbs up if you agree. That's it. And then the thumbs up if you agree part, I can actually just go ahead, make it a little bit bigger, So I'll first of all fit it into this, and then from the sides, try to make it bigger to fit the entire design. Now this, it looks pretty small, but you can have a way of making this stick out by selecting this part right here, and by going ahead and actually choosing the color and using the color the piquette and actually picking a color that's more like the original color of the love and the heart here. And as you can see, this is not bad at all. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, you can actually separate them and put them like so in order for people to really pick up on that if you would want to do such a thing. But I think that is not really going to do you any good. I think that just keeping it like this is enough. And, it's pretty cool, So thumbs up if you agree. So this is your winning post that can get you followers, believe me. Believe me when I tell you this. Because here it's engaging. You're engaging people. You're engaging them into a discussion, actually. And that's what we've done. When we have launched this ad, it was as pretty simple like this. We didn't use a sophisticated tool like Ideogram to do this. We just used Canva, and we put text in here. As a matter of fact, you can just use Canva to do this stuff that I've done with Ideogram. So you don't really need to use Ideogram. So you can just put a text that says a teaspoon of love is all you need. Da, da, da. But this is really well designed. Okay, this is well designed. Now, you can actually even go as far as removing the background from here. Now, when you remove the background, it's going to make it white. So maybe you would want to make it like this. I believe that that's also something you might want to do. Okay, so it's up to you. But this is good. It's good. It's going to attract attention, and it's perfect because simple, easily readable. People are going to definitely engage, especially boomers. So boomers engage with this kind of stuff a lot in the comments, and that's what you need. And that's going to help you out get followers at a low price. Now, this is the format of a post. It could be different. You could change the concept entirely depending on what you're selling, depending on the page itself. But in order for you to create this type of ad, this type of follower ad, now let me first and foremost go to my Passive Income Gen Z page, which, for the most part, we didn't really want to grow this page, but we need to, because blogging is booming in the finance niche, and we thought that we could have a finance blog. But in this case, as you can see, if you want to create an ad, you would need to have an ad account and a Facebook profile. Now you need to go to your page and actually click on the create ads button. But the best thing to do is to actually go to the ads manager instead. So if you go to the ads manager, you'll be able to create ads with a bit more or more control, right? So if I click over here, add, this takes me directly to the ads manager. And in the ads manager, I can actually have more control. So I recommend that if you want to create any ads, that you create them from the ads manager, right, instead, okay? So here we go. And so when you click on the create button here, it's going to show you this particular option. And it's what you want here in this case is you don't really want awareness. Now actually you want awareness because here this can get you reach, brand awareness, video views, traffic. Everything is pretty much explained. Traffic gets you link clicks, landing page views, Instagram profile visits, and so on and so forth and whatnot. Engagement is actually what you want because this one is going to get you page likes, as they can describe here. So if you click on the engagement button and you click continue, this is going to take you to start optimizing your ad. And here I would recommend, and this nobody is going to recommend this to you, don't change anything. I mean, just put a campaign name, right, and choose the category, right, of what you're basically promoting. Now in this case, we don't really have any category of these, so we're not promoting any financial products. This is if applicable, so we're not really doing anything of the sort, so we can keep this empty. And as a matter of fact, you should keep this empty. And if you go to the next step, which you should do, so you shouldn't really play a lot with these things. All we want is to just put our creative and some text with it. That's it. So for instance, the text for the creative, you can say, write the ad copy for Facebook, right? Based on the creative. That's it. And here in terms of Facebook, you choose the page which you want to advertise. Now here, messenger, conversion, locations, message destinations. I can literally click this, the Facebook page, get people to engage with your Facebook page. So you should choose this one instead. We don't really want any messages. And then here you can just choose the cost per result, which I don't recommend. Okay. The daily budget, you set the daily budget to a budget that you're basically you can spend. So let's say, for example, you're only willing to spend $5. Here, they're going to give you a glimpse of how many likes you can get every day. So with $5, you can get anywhere between 100 likes to 290 likes, right? So if, let's say, for example, you're the luckiest person, for $5, you can get 290 likes, which is pretty fantastic. I mean, but that's not going to be the case, just so you know. Now here, I would like you to never set an end date to your ad. Just leave it running. And if you want to stop it, you can stop it anytime you want, right? So, but just leave it running. As far as the locations is concerned, you can add locations. For example, if you want to advertise in the United States, then you pick the United States. But what you have to realize is if you only pick one country like the United States, you can have less followers, right? Or less page likes. But it might be the page likes that you desire, because some people would go for a broad range, but they would not end up capturing the reach or the people that they that are going to be, let's just say, the most interesting. Now, in my case, I don't really care. I could go worldwide, because this is passive income niche. So choose as many countries as possible. For example, the United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, India. Choose as many countries as possible that are interested in the subject or that could be potential customers in the future. Think of it this way. And the more countries you add, the more likelihood that you're going to get more traffic, right? So the audience here, no need for anything here. No need for anything here. You can just move on. Now here, they didn't ask me yet for the ad creative for some reason. Let's click on next. And then here, I didn't attach any ad, or any creative, because here in the ad creative, you need to set up an ad creative. So if it's an image ad, you choose the image ad. and then you go to your media. Now, the primary text is what you want to put. For instance, the primary text in this case is this one. So you'll have to come over here, copy the primary text, and paste it into here, right? And then you click next. It will take you to the media part where you put your image, and that's pretty much it. Now, we don't need any tracking whatsoever. And once you've put your image and your ad text, you will see a preview right here of how it would look like on the computer, and you can go ahead and publish. Now, like I said, with these types of follower campaigns, this is the only thing you need to do. You don't really need to do anything else. If you disbelieve in this, well, I've been doing this for a very, very long time, and I think I've pretty much shared with you pages that we grew, and you have proof of that. So you can either take this advice and go on with it. It's pretty simple. Or you can decide to complicate life for yourself and to try to go maybe to a Fiverr freelancer, or try to complicate it, hire somebody for a pretty large sum of money just to be sure. But you don't really need all of that. You just need a very decent post that's engaging and decent copy, and that's it. No targeting, nothing. Just choose the countries that you are interested with or interested to get followers from. And the broader it is, the more followers you get for a low price. But if you want my advice, if you're only operating in the United States and your audience is only in the United States, it's not good for your business to get likes from Bangladesh, for example, or from other countries. Because let's say, for example, you're a chiropractor in California. If you have likes from the United States, that boosts your credibility, because people can see who liked your page. And so if they see that the people that like your page are actually not American, they might think, or not, they might not think, but they will 100% think that you're actually buying people, fake followers. So think from that perspective as well, and always think from that perspective. But then again, in my case, because this is the passive income niche, so we are not limited to a specific country. We're actually not limited. We can teach this to the world, the entire world. Everybody can be our target lead. But in some other cases, it's not. So you have to be careful in that regard. Always keep your mind, or keep an eye on who your audience is. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. We'll actually move on to a very interesting subject, which is creating awesome Pinterest pins using ideogram. And I really hope that you will enjoy what's coming, because I do. Stay tuned. Passive Income Gen Z wishing you the best and signing out.